All right. Settle yourself down. You having a bevy? Good man. We'll get some.
I'm just having a sip to wet the whistle.
Wet the whistle. Or don't whistle, because, we don't need the high pitch. Let's get the notes.
Pass me that, would you? Thank
one?
you.
There
I'm
you
ready.
go. You ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
As always.
Owen, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, bungee.
Last word.
Thank you. You won that one.
Welcome to Fish and Brits, the very British podcast from very Floridian America, where we break down the strange things that happen both sides of the pond,
Make sense of our lives as Brits amongst the USA locals, answer your burning questions,
and dust off our ever-failing memories of life back in England. I'm Adam Graham, and I'm with you in spirit.
And I'm Wayne Ruffley, and I'm downing your spirit.
There you go. That's you wetting your whistle again.
Yeah, it was.
There you go. Well, here we are. Welcome back. Another episode of Fish and Brits. We are honoured to be in your ears, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for listening and putting us in your ears.
It got a bit weird then.
I know you have to say that a bit slower than what I just said it.
In your ears. Let's not dwell on that.
No, moving forward.
Moving forward. How's your week been, mate?
It's been it's been adventurous. I've had a few things go awry.
That doesn't sound like you at all.
Oh, mate, and of course I've had a moan about it. But it's
you. Hang
yes,
on.
Listen,
Let me shock and moan this one. Shock. Oh, you have a moan?
shock and moan. Listen, I know, but the air conditioner broke, so that's a big moan.
Oh no, bollocks. That's bad.
Yeah, it's here in the US of A, you have to have especially in Florida, you have to have your air conditioning, your central air, if you will, of coldness. Otherwise, you're done for.
I mean, even just with the longevity of the house, if you don't have your AC on, you'll get mold with the humidity here.
Now, absolutely. Now, I will say I am absolutely thankful that it did it on a week where it wasn't like 9 million degrees outside.
Yeah, we've had a nice mild spring so far.
It has been very nice. The weather's been amazing, right?
Lovely.
It's been fantastic. So anyway, but basically, the long of the short, what happened was the fan outside. It's called short cycling. I have learned. We had a wonderful air conditioning guy.
We had that.
Technically kind of family. He came over and explained to me what was going on. So the fan outside would turn on and turn off, and turn on and turn off. And it was like, what is going on with the fan outside? We had the heat on because the temperature had dropped that night. It was like one of the coldest nights and whatever.
Yeah, it was the unusual spring cold.
Yeah, it was weird. And so we put the heat on. And so what woke me up in the morning time, the girls had both gone out. JC had gone to school for the day, and JC had some running around to do. And I was like, I'm having to lie in because I didn't have to work till the evening time. And I closed the night before. So I'm having to lie in. But what woke me up was the fan outside. It's downstairs outside of my end of the house, so I could hear the fan kicking on, kicking off. And I thought, that sounds a bit weird. What's
downstairs outside is usually where an AC unit is.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's outside my window as well.
Oh, okay.
So I could hear the bloody thing going. So I thought, that sounds a bit odd. Why is that kicking on, kicking off? That's weird. And I dozed off again. I woke up again, and it's still doing it. Anyway, gets outside, and the fan's doing the kick on, kick off, kick on, kick on. So I call a mate of mine, and he dabbles in air conditioning. He's does his own stuff, whatever. But what do you think this is? He goes, man, that sounds like the switch. It sounds like the switch is not going on.
Right.
Okay. So being as mechanically inclined as I am, which is 0 to 10, about 4. I do a quick Google. Gives me a great place to go and pick up some equipment out in Claremont. It's a family-owned business. They were wonderful, very informative.
Where's that?
It's up off the 27 and 50.
Oh, might need that.
Yeah, I should learn. I'll let you know. They've got a great little shop in there. I should probably talk to them about being a sponsor. But anyway, so he was.
Can you send us to England?
I don't think he can do that.
No,
he can barely sell air conditioning parts, mate.
Yeah, fair enough.
But anyway, they were absolutely wonderful, and they took a look at the old part. I did a video of me taking the old one off, so I knew what wires went where.
Right.
Blah 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 blah. Take it in. Switch. Here we go. Is it going to work? Power on. Air kicks on. Yes, we're winning. Kicks off. Kicks on. Kicks off. Oh, well, it's not the bloody switch then, is it?
Great.
This is something out of my realm. So we do have a local neighbor, our neighborhood Facebook page. We get on there. Anybody recommend an AC? We had a guy come over. He goes, blah, 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 blah. New system.
I gave you my guy, but he'd gone defunct, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. His business shut down. I was a bit bummed. But anyway, so he comes, new system. I'm like, whoa. New system? You're talking $15,000 here. It's got to be something more simple. So I get on the...
it better be something more simple.
Well, we'll find out because I still, even though it's running fantastic now, we still don't know the outcome. So what's going on with it? I'm trying to speed it up because I don't want to gab too much about it. Is that my sister's husband,
Right.
his stepmom's brother, is an air conditioning guy. Did you get all that?
Your brother-in-law's...
Rewind it, fast forward.
Stepmother's brother.
Yeah. Johnny.
Your brother-in-law's step-uncle. Got it.
Step-uncle?
Yeah.
What?
Your brother-in-law's stepmother's brother. That'd be a step-uncle.
Why did you have to add that into there? Just say her brother.
I've literally just narrowed it down to what it is on him.
So John's step-uncle.
It's his step-uncle. Your brother-in-law's step-uncle.
Well, that was around the world. Anyway, Johnny
Bloody
comes
hell.
out. Lovely guy. Absolutely amazing guy. He's got his own business. And I thought, well, this guy's not going to rip me off because he's practically family. Because he's my step-uncle's brother's cousin. Auntie.
I'm my own grandpa.
Yeah. So anyway, he comes over and God bless him. He's up there 4 hours, mate. Short version, thinks there's a leak in the system because my Freon levels were low in the tank. Low.
And that's the magic potion that makes air conditioning
That's
work.
what
To
makes
anyone
the
in
air
British.
conditioning, the Freon.
Anyone
in
in British? Anyone in England or the UK?
Anyone in England, because they don't have central air. Anyway,
Not so much.
we'll touch on another subject. So anyway, Johnny's like, he spends 3.5 hours checking with this sensor trying to find the leak. We couldn't find it. So what he ultimately thinks has happened is because that really cold night, there is a valve on the outside of the outside fan that has a gasket in it. He thinks the copper may have contracted with the cold, and that's where it may. So we're keeping our fingers crossed because if it isn't, it means the leak is in the line. And guess
Right.
where the lines go, mate? Can you guess where the lines?
Probably under the house.
No, not quite. They go between the house. They go
Great.
between my ceiling and my second story, and that's going to be a nightmare.
I mean,
I go to Jen. I go, well, if it's the line, she goes, we're going to sell the house. I said, absolutely, we're going to sell the house because this is going to be a bit of a mint.
is a Freon leak a health hazard in the house? Is that anything
No, I
happened
don't
to you?
believe so.
Should we be looking for symptoms?
I don't know. Maybe
Let's have a little look, shall
is
we?
forgetfulness and getting old one of the symptoms.
Medical symptoms.
But anyway, a massive thank you to
of
Johnny for coming
Freon.
over and to my brother-in-law, John, who recommended Johnny come over and take a look at it. Oh, no. What is it? What is the symptom?
Shortness of breath, dizziness, headache, irregular heartbeat, and loss of consciousness. That's you.
That is me. No, the leak's in my bedroom.
Other symptoms include swelling in the throat or neck. Well, you've been thinning down. Decreased mental status.
Damn it, there's a leak in the house.
That's your excuse. And fluid buildup in your lung. Do you have a burning sensation in your esophagus?
I'm thankful you said esophagus.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Then you're fine.
I'm good. So
Then you're
we think the
probably
leak
good.
may be outside. So what old Johnny Boy did was he topped off my Freon. He's going to come back in March. We'll take a look at the levels. If everything's still fine and dandy, then everybody who's listening, keep your fingers crossed for me.
Yep.
Because if not, it's going to be an absolute nightmare.
Let's hope it worked out well when you got
but
topped by
That's
Johnny.
been the week. That's been the week. I've had some other stuff happening, but we're not going to talk
Yeah.
about
All
rubbish.
right. Well, now we know how hot and cold you are. You're hot. and
Yeah, what have you been
cold.
What's going on for you? What's happening?
Absolutely nothing.
I don't
to be
believe
honest.
you. You've
I
been
know.
very busy learning things.
I have. So things that I can't talk about. I tell you what. The most difficult thing right now is balancing being home with Bryson and my wife Chris while being out at all hours. Because I now work. I've gone from being with you 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 to being out working my work hours at 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Mate, that's crazy.
So 5 nights a week, I'm not there for Bryson to bed.
Oh, mate.
And I know Chris is she's getting in the neck from him because he's acting up because he hasn't seen me in the evenings and things like that a little bit.
Right. It doesn't just affect your schedule. It
No,
affects
it
his
affects
schedule.
everyone's schedules.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
now Chris has to deal with the dinners and getting him ready for bed,
bless
which,
her.
we'd usually try and, balance each other out.
Well, if she needs
but-
any help, just give Jen a call. I'm busy as well.
I was going to say, but that's been a tough
Yeah.
balance. And I'll be honest, we haven't quite got that balance there yet, but I'm hopeful that we'll start settling in soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was going to say it's home stretch. It's not really, but I mean,
No.
it is actually. I mean, this year's flying by. Mate,
Oh.
we're February, almost March already. What? I'm getting March schedules coming
That's
in.
it. We're February, March, April right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. May, June, July.
Yeah. August, September.
The year is zipping by. The years get faster.
It's going to be yours and mine's birthday before we end it. How old are we this year?
25.
No, we're not. Is it Vegas here this year?
No, next.
Is that next year?
Yeah, I'm 49 in October.
And I'm 39 in October.
Yeah.
It's September. I don't even know me on bloody birthday now. But next
49,
year.
49. How have I done that? I don't even know how that's managed.
I know.
But anyway, well, good on Chris. I mean, she's holding the fort.
Yeah.
Now.
No, we're doing well.
God
And
bless
like
her.
you say, although it still seems a long way off, it is the home stretch because, people have been working on what I'm working on for 7 years. You know, so
it's crazy.
we're down to...
It's going well for you, though. You're doing great from what I hear. And,
I mean, obviously we can't say anything, but,
it's very exciting. We're very excited. And I cannot wait to actually check it out and see it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm glad that we've still got this. You and I, we don't get to see each other much, but we've still got this to have a little chat now. And that's been how our week's gone. The topic for this week...
Ooh.
This is the pub week. We do love a good pub.
I don't know anything about it.
Not a thing. Never been in one in our lives. But yes, if you've seen on the socials, we have a pub that's opening up right by us. The Best of British Pub. We're going to be posting some stuff there from their opening. And we look forward to seeing you guys there over the summer. But it is the pub week. So we've got a little bit of theming going on here. Which means I've actually themed this one well today. I did good scripting for this one.
Did you?
You're going to be proud of this one. The next 3 sections all link to our theme, beginning with it's time for 11s. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Bong, bing, bong, bing. That that gets so much more relaxing every week that we do this one. But we're going to start off with a solid 11s.
Oh, are we? What have you brought me?
We are.
I should probably chip in on 11s.
You're all right. It's part of the fun. We have a couple of pint glasses there. Don't worry, I got you sorted.
Do we? Pint glasses.
Pint glasses. What do you think's going in a pint glass in the pub?
Well, it's going to be a beer, isn't it? Oh,
well,
no, is it not?
Yes. You see, every now and again, I'm responsible. And I am aware, yes, every now and again, I am aware that our podcast is a heavy alcohol conversation podcast. But something has started to sprout up. And I know you've never had this. I know I've never had this.
Sprout up?
Yeah. This...
You're going to put a vegetable in that glass and I'm going to smack you in your face.
No.
Okay.
This, one of the pubs in England, literally sells 500 pints of this a week.
500 pints a week?
Guinness Zero.
Guinness Zero?
I know what you're thinking, but I have read so much on it, and people say that this is the non-alcoholic Guinness... And I think, for science, we need to give it a try.
And for science, because otherwise, no point.
Well,
why
are we drinking let's not say that. We have listeners who go for the non-alcoholic options, and we want to be supportive. If this is absolute crap, then we will judge you for it. But we will go for this one. Owen,
I just hope it tastes the same.
Well, we're going to give it a try because I've got my this is my way of doing a pour from a can.
Okay, let's talk about how do you pour your Guinness? Because people go Guinness in a can. That's a sacrilege.
How
do you do it? How do you pour yours
it on
in?
TikTok. You know how you do the thing of let's pour a little bit and then do all that. No,
straight down the glass.
I do this. I'll undo it.
Okay, yeah, go on. Straight down. Yeah. Straight down the glass,
like that, and then lift it right up.
Yeah.
And just let it go.
I don't know if anyone got that description.
It's literally just upturning the can 180, put the glass underneath it.
Now, have you ever done the shake the can?
No.
Open it? That's how I used to do it, but I pretty much pour it the same way you just did it, which is Tip your can. Yeah, that was perfect, mate.
Wasn't
well
that good?
done. That was good.
This is in my Tom and Dan, our friends from Tom and Dan, their watering hole glass, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by, what do we got? Oh, we got a good sponsor just there. But they don't sponsor us, so
they've got their great watering holes. We should do Fish and Brits watering holes. Yeah, pour mine as well for me, because you did a good job there, mate. That was very well done.
Thank you.
So Adam's basically taking the glass, and he's opening the can. He's tipping it right upside down, but putting the can into the glass, and then pulling the can up as the glass fills.
Yeah.
And then we let it, obviously...
The absolute opposite of what producer Owen's doing right now.
Yeah, Owen's making a bloody mess. Look at the head.
All right, okay, let's...
No, Owen did actually really well, mate.
Let's look at this for science immediately.
Look at the cascade.
That looks like a proper Guinness.
It
You've
does.
got the cascade in there.
Yeah.
The colour is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hand that over to you.
Cheers, mate. How's yours looking, Owen? That was pretty good.
That's not bad, man.
How did you do it? Did you just pour it sideways and tip the glass?
If you were worried about it, that Guinness head is still there on this.
Did we just prove science wrong? He poured it the regular way, and then you did... Well, I don't know.
I don't
look
know.
at that. That's pretty good.
It's me, isn't it?
If there's one thing my daughter hates, is when we go out somewhere and I order a pint and that head from hell shows up, and I go... Look, as soon as I say, look at the... She knows what I'm already saying. It's just, Dad, please don't say something about that.
No.
Please don't complain about it.
I had someone
Honey,
straight
I'm British.
pour
I
a
have to
Guinness
complain.
and pour the head off in a bar once, and I said it right back.
I mean, that looks lovely.
It looks good, doesn't it? All right.
Should we take a picture for socials? Or
Let's
not
do,
bother?
let's do a little socials. Hang on.
Yeah, follow us on our socials. We are going to be annoying with that this year because we'd love to get our Instagram up. We're going to do some...
Get in the middle, producer Owen.
Of course, you... am I in that picture? I am. Cheese! I'll make it sound so...
hang on. I've got some...
Because we're doing a podcast.
There you go. All right, we'll put that up on the socials.
Yeah, we're going to be up on the socials this year. We're going to really get it going because it really does help us.
All right.
If you like, subscribe, especially to our YouTube. We just put the shows up, but maybe we'll get video in the future. Who knows?
Here we go. This is Guinness Zero.
I can't believe you didn't put a clover in the top of that. How is it? I thought I'd keep talking because I'm afraid of it.
You know what?
Owen's got to look at
it's got the flavor there. A little bit of the bite is missing from the alcohol.
Yeah.
Go on, you have a go.
Owen's splitting the G over there. What's he
going
doing?
on it?
He's chugged off his glass.
Now I've got you have a little taste of this one. I've got the background on this one. Guinness. Oh, this is from the Guinness website. Boasts a beautifully smooth taste, perfectly balanced flavor, and unique dark color similar to Guinness Draft. To create Guinness Zero, the St. James Gate brewers start by brewing Guinness exactly as they always have, using the same ingredients: water, barley, hops, yeast, before gently removing the alcohol through a cold filtration method. The cold filtration process allows the alcohol to be filtered out without presenting thermal stress to the beer, protecting the integrity of the taste and character. The resulting product is a non-alcoholic stout that is unmistakably Guinness, inspired by the same dark ruby red liquid and creamy head, hints of chocolate and coffee, smoothly balanced with bitter, tasted and roasted notes.
No? Are you tasting something sweet in there? You've got the same look I've got. Like,
It's a bit watery.
yes.
I think that's the lack of the alcohol. I think that's the alcohol bite that's got. But you can't deny that tastes like a Guinness.
It does. It's got a sweet taste to it. Almost like, you know what it tastes like? It tastes like they didn't finish taking the cleaner out the glass.
I
When
see
some
what you're
bars
saying.
don't rinse their glasses fully?
Yeah.
That's what I've got with that.
I see what you're saying. I genuinely don't think it's a difference in the flavor other than something being omitted.
Yeah.
I think it's that acidic, alcoholic bite that is missing that changes the flavors of the other things.
Is it a bit flatter?
It tastes a bit flatter. It's like
so
having a flat Coke.
There's nothing. Yeah.
But
Listen, I would sit around and probably hold that in my hand. Like, it's the action, but not the reaction of a Guinness.
I will boost this one up. I am happy that Guinness has provided something that lets people have the great, because we love the Guinness flavor.
Yeah,
It's
Well,
not
we
just
do. Absolutely, we do.
It's not just there for the buzz of having a beer. I think that does a great job imparting the Guinness flavor for people who choose not to partake in alcohol.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
And I think you are 100% right. It's the alcohol bite that's not there.
I think that's it. I think
Because I've just had another
back of the
good
mouth.
sip of it, and it's got a weird, like...
Yeah. That's pleasant.
I could sit around and chat with you lads and drink that.
It grows on you.
Yeah, if you'd served me that and not told me what it was, I wouldn't immediately think it was a Guinness.
I would just think something wrong with your tap.
I think it's just another stout.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think that would be a fine thing to sit around if you were not wanting to have a drink, but wanted to join in with the process, with the tradition of having a pint. And pubs in England are doing it. It is there in
How many did you say?
Let me pull it up. There's a great pub in London called the Devonshire. It's all over social media. The Devonshire. It is one of the most popular pubs in London. The Devonshire pub in Soho sells this for £6.35, which is 55p less than a regular Guinness. But they sell over 500 pints of Guinness Zero every week. Which, that in the grand scheme of things, for a pub, that's not a huge amount. But for a non-alcoholic beer, when the world has not had much experience with non-alcoholic beers, 500 pints a week is amazing. For the Brits, yeah.
I've never had an experience with the non-alcoholic
And
beer.
there you go. That's, you know what? Good for them. That if you're a listener who doesn't generally get on board with the alcohol things that we talk about, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
For whatever reason, give this a go. That's kind of blown me away a little bit.
I just automatically picked it up and put it in my hand and put it in the resting spot for a drink and talk.
It's
like that automatically went.
That's not bad at all. Good for them. Well done, Guinness.
Cheers, Guinness. Okay.
Cheers. That was solid science that we did just there.
Pure science.
I just picked that up. Had that again. I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, I'm still tasting the flatness though.
Do you think you can take it to work and just look like you're having a Guinness while you're at work?
It's non-alcoholic. Absolutely. Could you take it to work?
It is.
0.5.
Well, that's nothing, isn't it?
I mean, that's like rubbing alcohol, isn't it?
Hey, I tell you what, the
Use that
calories
word.
is less on it.
I don't count calories. I've
No,
not noticed.
60 calories in a can. That's less than a pint. Blimey.
How many's in an actual Guinness?
I think it's like 120.
Well, Guinness is a lower one anyway. Guinness is
low, but it's not the most. Yeah, producer Owen's going to take a look at the science on that one. But we'll come back to him in a little
Is
minute.
he going to blind us with science? He's
Probably.
blinding me with science.
But in the meantime, if we can multitask.
That was good. Thanks, Adam.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, it's gassy. I got the hiccups now. No, I don't hiccup out that end. It is time for the weekly news headline.
Let's get to it. The headlines coming to you live.
Coming to you live from Owen's studio, we have the news with Adam Graham.
That's me.
That's you.
125 calories.
125. So this is half the calories of a regular one.
Wow.
You know what? That's impressed me.
I can go for a jog now then.
You can have two of them, or you can have one of them and a bourbon.
But I already am.
All right, the news headlines of the week. We are going to that classy newspaper, the Yorkshire Post. Actually, genuinely classy. That's great. I love local newspapers. We've talked about this in detail. This is the one from Yorkshire. You may have actually seen this, as this came up on the news in the US. This was a small Yorkshire news article that came up in national news in the UK. This was recent. This was the 5th of January of this year. You just got the burps
I
as
did.
well, haven't
It
you?
just happened then. I was, whoa.
Over 30 guests and more staff snowed in at Britain's highest pub with 4-foot snowdrifts. This was at the start of the year. More than 30 guests have been snowed in after snow has covered parts of the region in Yorkshire. Where have we gone? Nicole, who works at the Tan Hill Inn, told the Yorkshire Post a 4-foot snowdrift has left guests and staff stranded in Britain's highest pub. We are indeed snowed in, she said. We got. I don't know why she's butcher than I am. We are indeed snowed. I think she's Yorkshire. Right, Pet. We are indeed snowed in. We got a 4-foot snowdrift, and we got over 30 guests here along with staff. I can't do a Yorkshire, apparently.
Wow.
And that's with non-alcoholic beer.
Not bad that were.
By gum. Nicole explains staff are unable to make it to the pub in order to relieve currently working staff, and booking for Sunday evenings have been cancelled. She did also say that the inn runs on a generator, so power is not an issue, and the pub has plenty of stock for everyone standing in the pub.
That sound planned.
In a comment on social media, he said, "I'm truly sorry to everyone who was coming for the music this evening, because they were having music. I've got to ensure I get home safe and sound." Yeah, so that's literally where that ends right there. Basically, lock-in.
Lock-in in a pub. That sounds like...
Did they get out? That's the thing.
Well, I'm sure they probably did eventually, but how did they know how long they were going to be snowed in? They had just enough to get through?
I mean, what a way to go if that's the start of your year. Those people have got the best... what's going on?
That sounds like me.
Oh, here we are. The BBC updated Tanhill Inn. Guests were rescued after 5 days.
Ooh.
5 days in a bed and breakfast pub. Wow. That's impressive.
Is it full English breakfast?
Look at them. They look happy.
They're having a good time.
Well,
I mean, they're up there.
Nicole, who was there, says it's so surreal being back in my own bed. I haven't been there since last year. Oh,
gosh, you went all the way from London, did you?
London. Hang on, that's the same one. That's the same. Right, hang on. Speaking about spending so long cooped up with 23 strangers, Nicole said, everyone was so amazing. What accent is that?
Now she's from Scott.
Everyone was so amazing. No one was annoying. It's still the North.
Stop doing accents. God's sake, man.
She also said a few of the staff missed some major milestones while they were locked in. One missed her daughter's 18th birthday, and another missed the birth of her granddaughter, who she since met for the first time.
Wow.
There were also 2 Australian guests in the group.
They missed their flight.
I love there's no further development of that in this article. There were 2 Australians. That's it. That's... They've gone, bloody hell, mate, this is England. We're getting snowed in and having pints, aren't we? I don't know why I turned into the accent show this one, but here we are.
I'm just letting you go with it. I'm not even going to compete.
Oh, it's...
We started off as friends, but now we're all neighbours.
Everybody needs... Member of staff said, it's all fun at first, but then the reality kicks in and you have to keep going. Steady on, love. It's not like we're not doing Live Aid here. You're stuck in a pub with power. Yorkshire puddings.
So they never lost power. They just
no.
Oh, they've had a holiday.
That is a great time.
It still seems planned to me.
The group,
have you seen the weather?
The group passed the time at the isolated spot, playing games, watching movies, singing and dancing. Yeah, because they were pissed as farts.
Yeah.
Stuck in a pub in Yorkshire.
They had a hurricane.
Oh, hang on.
5-day hurricane party.
No. They're taking the piss now. Supermarket chain Aldi also managed to send supplies after a red wine and sausage shortage.
Wait, hold on.
Hang on. If they could get that there, how could they not get out?
I was going to say the same thing. That sounds like a group of... That sounds like me going, hey, mate, do you want to go get stuck in a pub for 5 days? Give Owen a call. We're going to go. And we're going to say, the weather's got us stuck there.
Sorry,
love, can't come home. The weather's got us stuck here.
Yeah, I've got a sausage shortage.
Call Aldi. They'll come right up with the van.
They said that guests had not been charged for the extra time they'd stayed at the inn, but were asked to make a donation to a mountain rescue charity.
This sounds suspicious.
We need to go to Yorkshire more often.
Yeah.
My goodness. I mean, 5 days at the start of your year, Aldi delivering red wine and sausage. How did they not get out? How did that get there?
No room in the Aldi van.
Well, this is the Jesus story, isn't it? No room at the inn.
Yep.
Goodness me. Merry Christmas. That's your... What a great pub. I wonder if they had a...
Let's go next year.
No, it's called an inn, so they would have had rooms as well.
Oh, an inn?
Yeah, stay.
No, I almost told a bad joke then. Did
you? Don't do it.
I did.
Don't do it. There's your news headline. That's not even a news headline. That's just a lucky group of people there.
Wow.
Would you stay in a pub for that long?
Yes.
You would?
Maybe. I don't know. It depends on the pub.
I mean, really, though. Pubs do have a bit... That was a nice segue into our next section here, because we are at the pub. We are going to decode some of the British pub etiquette do's and don'ts for first-timers. We have a lot of listeners who listen to our podcast and then, not based on us, but have plans to go to England. We've had a few messages asking for recommendations. If you do want to get in touch with us, of course, to get those messages out there, fishandbrits@gmail.com, or you can get us on our socials, the Instagram and the Facebook, or TikTok when it's working. But there's a lot to be said about the etiquette of being in a pub. I'm curious about your thoughts on this, Wayne. The art of queuing in a pub.
Queuing in a pub?
There is no physical line at the bar. It is an invisible queue, a dance of politeness where everyone knows their turn.
Ambiance.
Ambiance indeed. Did you just have that in there? Oh, it's Weatherspoons.
Oh.
Nice. Very good.
Well done, producer Owen.
That's lovely. Oh, I feel at home.
Yeah.
The golden rune, patience. Don't worry if the bartender doesn't acknowledge you immediately. They know who's next. Trust in the process, and soon you'll be savoring that first sip. And if someone cuts in front of you and jumps the queue, expect much tutting and disapproval from those around you, but not a whole lot else. So no confrontation, just passive aggression.
Just a moan.
And we love a good moan, don't we?
I was here first.
What about the round system in a pub? It's your round, it's my round.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go I didn't really go to pubs in England because I started drinking until I moved here. But like, I do know that it was like, if you're going with like,
explain it to me. 4 people are in your group.
Right, 4 people in the group. I'll get the first round in, lads. Right?
Yep.
We'll go. We'll have a drink. Well, glasses are getting low. You look at your mates, Adam and Owen Owen goes,
You'll get
I'll get the next one. So he gets his rounds in, and then glasses getting empty, and then we all look at Adam, and Adam goes,
I guess it's my turn.
Or he goes, and you get the rounds in, and he's the knob of the party.
Yeah, there you go.
So
that sounds about
everyone
right
gets the round in. We all get 3 drinks, or 4 or 5, how many's in your group.
And it says here, if you mishear someone in a British pub saying your round while gesturing at you, don't worry. Then saying your round, not making some comment on how rotund you may or may not be. There is a beautiful tradition of buying drinks in rounds. Essentially, each person in the group takes turns to buy a round. It's a practice that fosters camaraderie and ensures no one is left glass half empty. But remember, once you're in. Skipping out on your round is a faux pas that will not go unnoticed. Also, changing your drink for a much cheaper one when it gets to your round. Don't do that.
Oh, that's not good.
Don't be having, I'll have a scotch, I'll have a scotch, I'll have a scotch, I'll have a squash.
And then I'll have a non-alcoholic Guinness.
Yeah, there you go. Although that's only 35p cheaper, apparently, according to the Devonshire. To tip or not to tip, what do you think in England?
I mean, I don't know. I never went to the bars in England and tipped.
But if
there is tipping.
If you went back to England right now and you're at the pub, would you leave a tip at the bar?
Yeah.
No.
I would.
No,
well, it's because I've been here so long.
No, that's the thing. It says, here's a conundrum many face. Do you tip at a British pub? Well, it's not customary like in some countries, but it's always appreciated. Do you know what you would often say? And I've done this. What would you say to give a tip?
There you go, mate.
No. You go, have one for yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's an old
That's
saying.
the way you do it.
Yeah,
You would offer to buy the bartender a pint.
Yeah, my dad would always tip. Well, my dad never drank, but if we went to a restaurant or whatever, my dad would tip.
Yeah,
Serve and stuff like that.
I mean, I never remember doing it. I suspect with tipping culture and the way the economy is now, it's probably become a little more prevalent. But yeah, don't expect to do it. But if something's really very good, go ahead. And then last orders, please. What happens when a bell rings and the landlord calls last orders?
Last call, get your rounds in. That's it. We're done.
That's it. They have 15 minutes after that to wind down the rest of their night so as not to go against licensing laws.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what time the pubs close in England now? I always remember
It varies. They can get different licenses.
Yeah.
I know some are 11, 12. If you get to a student town, they might be 1, 2-ish.
Yeah.
But
Early in a lot of
early in a lot
11,
of places.
12,
yeah.
right? Before midnight. Yeah.
I
don't remember.
10.
That's it. Now, pub names are a big thing. Of course, every pub has its own pub name. Do you know what the most popular pub name in England is? In Britain.
Is it something to do with a lamb?
It is not a lamb.
Okay. Ooh, no idea then.
No, it is the Red Lion.
The Red Lion.
The Red Lion is the most common pub name thought to be related to when James VI of Scotland became James I of England and insisted the public buildings displayed the lion rampart, the Scottish royal coat of arms. So it comes from that. We have a lot of different pub names. Winchester, where I went to university, had, I think it was about 53 pubs just in one little town. All unique names just there. Let's take a look at, we've done the getting around in. Here you go. When do British pubs close? The sound of a bell or flashing lights also mean it's last orders, which means it's got 15 minutes to finish up. Of course, you could also, if you're at a party, they just start playing New York, New York. That's how you end, isn't it?
Yeah. I always remember my dad, because my dad was a bouncer in Liverpool at one point, and he worked at, we used to live and I think I've touched on this before. I always forget because my brain's going. We lived in a place called Flames, and that was the name of the bar in England.
Yeah.
Flames. They had 2 stories. One was a wine bar upstairs. The other downstairs was the pub. My dad was a bouncer there in Bootle, Flames. And, when it was finish time, last rounds we called, he'd always go, top of his lungs, lads and lasses, time to empty your glasses. It's time for you to get on your feet and out on the street. Let's go. And when my dad did that, it was time to leave. Because if you stayed 5 minutes longer, he's throwing you out the door.
They're great.
Yeah. So, and lots of pubs do that.
Yeah.
All right, time to go. Let's go, lads. Come
Off you
on.
go.
Cheers. Thanks for coming.
There's something to be said about British pub culture. It's not a pub in England is more of a living room. It's a lounge. It's a place to meet and sit and relax. It's not like an American bar, which is loud, lots of sports going on, although there can be sports in the UK. It's far more couches, places to sit, places to relax and have a conversation. It's more of a meeting location rather than an individual group thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You can walk into a pub by yourself and know some people to go and sit with.
Yeah, it's your
Quite
town. It's your town watering hole, if you will.
Yeah.
That's where you go, and that's where you gossip and get your news. And did you hear about Vera?
That's it.
You know.
I mean, we had one of my favorite pubs. I'm sure I've talked about this one before. It was right opposite my student housing in Winchester called the County Arms. And that's where every student who lived in there, that's where we'd spend our evenings. That we knew the owners, we knew the bartenders. Some of our friends became bartenders there. And they would do specials for students, and you'd get your food there. That would be where you'd go for a meal. But it was nothing ever fancy. It was just homely and relaxing.
Yeah. There's a couple of pubs. I lived in Walton in Liverpool, and there's a couple of
Walton
pubs.
on the Naze.
Walton on County Road there. I can't remember the names of them right off the top of my head. But
Right.
it's been so long since I've been there. But, but my dad didn't drink, so we never really went to pubs.
Right.
If we did, it's because he knew someone was either going to be performing there.
Yeah.
Or he did know. My dad knew everybody. He'd go, do you want to pop in here? Let's pop in here for a minute. I want to have a word with such and such. And we'd have a sit-down conversation,
Right.
My dad would have like a Coke or something, But, he went to the Grapes, which was famous because that's where the Beatles used to go and drink after,
Oh, right.
pubs and like that. So he knew.
Is that the one with James Corden special?
Oh, I don't remember which one they went to.
The one where Paul McCartney does his solo show in Liverpool.
I don't think that was the Grapes.
We'll have to look for that again.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, there's, pubs all over Liverpool, all over them. And some of them have been there for forever and a day,
And you're usually loyal to one. That's where you're found.
Yeah, your neighborhood, if you will.
Your local.
Your local, that's where you'd go. So
Yeah, the closest one to you is the one that you have. And we actually brought this up on a recent episode of Tom and Dan, the radio show that we guest on every now and again. There are different types of pubs in England. Ones owned by breweries and ones that are freeholders. They're free houses. In a brewery-owned pub, like Green King, which was what the County Arms was, they can only stock beers by Green King plus some extras.
right.
So we had all the Green King range, a Budweiser, and a Guinness. But then in a free house where the landlord has the option to select whichever beers he wants to curate, that's when you can get a whole wide range of multiple different beers from local breweries, national breweries, even some of those Green King ones, I believe, as well. And of course, your Budweiser and Guinness. Budweiser was the expensive exotic beer.
Oh, whoa.
Oh yeah, that blows me away. That
Here
now.
it's like, what?
Right? I mean, Bud Light is a good beer for doing your lawn with.
Gives me a headache.
Does it?
Yeah, it gives me a headache.
But yeah, no, so your pub is your living room. It's your social hub. It's the place just to go and relax, and whether you're with a group or by yourself, and there's no judgment there. And they usually do a good Sunday lunch.
Oh, yeah, good Sunday lunch.
That's it. And if you want to hear more about our experiences with local pubs here in Florida, we do have some great British pubs. Check us out at patreon.com/Fish and Brits, where you can get all those backstage banters and some information on some of the local pubs that we have here in the region.
Yippers.
And I believe now it is time for our weekly sing-along to lead into our next section. Sing along if you know the words.
2, 3, 4. Oh.
Chat, chat, chat. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat,
and his black and white cat.
You're not singing along.
Sing along, mother-in-law.
Early
In the morning, just as day is dawning,
Chug, chug,
he
chug.
picks up all the post bags
in his van. We watched some Postman Pat the other day.
Did you?
I know we talk about that a lot, but no, I do love my Postman Pat. It's all on YouTube. If you've never seen it and don't know what we're talking about, have a look.
It's a great kids show.
It is great.
It's on in the afternoons.
Is it set in Yorkshire or Wales? Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
It's Fireman Sam that's set in Wales.
Yeah, and I didn't see Fireman Sam. That
Did
was
you
after,
not?
That's after I left, I think.
No, that would have been before then.
Do you think?
Yeah, I
was
know.
just too old to watch it. I was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, you wouldn't. In England, do you know what you've been watching?
Teenage Mutant. Oh, I forgot how they say that now.
Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Hero Turtles, yeah, because Ninja was not allowed.
That's right.
I did know that.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in the UK.
Teenage Mutant Hero What?
Heroes in a half shell.
Turtle Power.
Nailed it.
Do you like the movies?
The films.
Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello make up the team with one other fellow, Raphael. He's the leader of the group transformed from the known by the nuclear goop. Did you not get that single?
Bloody hell.
Yeah, weren't expecting that, were you?
No, you're just spitting flames out
I
of
was,
here.
man.
Flames.
It's tricky to rock a rhyme.
Who did that in the movie?
Do what?
Who did that song? Was that them?
No, that was the main song for the movie.
Right, but who sang
Mutant
it?
Turtle. I don't know who sang that. My
No?
God.
Well, let them.
Number 2 was Vanilla Ice.
Was it?
Go Turtle, go Turtle, go.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, that was a segue, wasn't it? Let's.
Mate, we're all over the place.
We're all over the joint.
That's
There
why
we go.
people like us.
It's time for some listener questions after that Postman Pat. Let's get these letters in
Can I
from
get my
producer
copy,
Owen.
please? I haven't seen them.
There you are.
Thank you.
We need to get them delivered in from the sky. All right, we've got our 3 questions as per. Where's my pen? What are you doing with my pen?
I've got another one here if you want one.
No, I want my pen. That's all right, never mind. I'll find it later. I don't actually need to write anything. I just like the whole
Is that a
thing.
biro?
It's a biro. All right, here we are. First question. This one comes in from Adam K, as opposed to me, Adam G. Hope you're both doing well. We are. Thank you.
Cheers,
very much.
Adam. Thank you very
Cheers.
much, Adam K.
Wayne, what is the biggest or hardest bump you've ever taken?
Oh, wait.
Is this wrestling?
This is wrestling.
Okay. Hang on.
Well,
Oh yes, this is wrestling. There's a second part of it. Although, who were your wrestling influences growing up, and have
God.
they changed as you've gotten older? Right, I'm going to pass this over to you because I've not got a bloody clue. Go ahead. This one's for you.
What a bump is, please.
right.
yeah.
Okay, so.
Oh, and you and I were
Wow.
dismissed for this section. Apparently, this is a Wayne question.
Adam K's been listening to the wrestling part of the show that I do. Yeah. Well, a bump in a wrestling ring is where a wrestler takes, like, we'll say, okay, he's gonna. You know what a clothesline is?
Yes, but you put your socks on.
No, listen, knobhead. Wait, you only get punched in the face and they fall to the mat on their back. That's considered a bump.
Oh,
right?
okay.
A suplex where they, bam, that's a bump.
Isn't a suplex a type of house?
Yeah. Do you know what a body slam is?
You're ignoring that. No, yes, I do.
Yeah.
So you
Body
slam your
slam.
body.
Dude getting slammed on the mat, that's considered taking a bump.
So if you, with a bump and a body slam, if you slam your body down,
That's a bump.
you wind it all around. Slam your body down, and zig a zig ah.
Shut up, you Spice Girls freak.
Continue.
Anyway, so that's considered a bump. Or, then you got your extreme bumps, which is someone coming off a steel cage and going through a table.
And this is fun.
Mate, it's a good time.
All right.
It's a laugh.
Okay.
Well, that's a big question for me. What was it again?
What's your hardest
What's
bump?
the hardest one I ever took? That's hard to say.
I've seen you go ass over tit a couple of times.
Yeah. I've taken now. Listen, I'll clarify. I'm not a wrestler. I'm a wrestling manager. I'm Dwayne, the dastardly manager for Death Row Jethro. And
Do your voice.
I kind of was there a little bit.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah. So I've got the Dominion, which is Ali Muhammad, Ali and Death Row Jethro, and we come on out. And then I've had a couple of guys that I've been fortunate to manage. It's been a lot of fun, you know. Yeah. And so, but of course, the wrestling manager. I
got to clarify. The wrestling manager is a character. You're not actually managing them.
Listen, I can't pull the veil all the way back.
Okay. I understand.
That's revealing.
I understand.
We have to be careful. We have to protect the business. I am a manager to these boys, and I make sure their contracts are signed and their I's are dotted, their T's are crossed, and I'm getting them to the top.
You can't BS me. I'm the one who has to tell you where you're working in a day.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, all right, carry on.
Anyway, so I've been very, very fortunate enough to be able to do this. I'm 5 years in at this point, which is crazy.
Has that been 5 years? It's that first one.
It was supposed to be a one-shot. This is for charity. This is going to be a great time. I end up getting involved in a battle royal, going over the top rope. That was probably the I wouldn't say
that one was nasty.
Hardest. It looked bad.
You landed on the floor in front of me.
Yeah, over the top rope with a fabulous other performer. His name is Shane Hartline. You can see his stuff on Instagram. Shane does some great stuff. He does a lot of television stuff now too.
Okay.
And Shane and I took a double dump over the top rope where the guy who beat us.
Sorry, a double dump?
Yeah. We both went over together. And now what made that dangerous was I had to be really careful that I didn't land on him, and he had to be careful that he didn't land on me.
Right.
And we both got tossed over the top rope,
Lucky
which
you.
That ring is, what would you say, 7-8 feet up in the air coming over that top rope?
Are they hard, the rings?
Oh, yeah. It is steel and wood. There is no spring under there, like they say. That. I mean, some of the rings back in the day used to have like a but that...
A bit of something.
Talking to the old school guy wrestlers that I've been able to talk to, they said those were the worst on their knees.
Right.
Because the I think Mick Foley, the legendary Mick Foley, Owen, I just talked about him earlier.
Yeah. I've even heard of that name.
I think he at one point blamed like the rings in a certain era for blowing his knees up the way his knees went because of the spring in the step. And yes, the mat bounces when you hit, but here's the thing: when you hit that ring, what happens is, how do you do it visual? I'll do it just for you, right? So you hit that ring, bam, then the ring bounces.
Yeah.
People think, oh, it's bouncing. Yeah, but I hit the fucking thing first.
Right.
And then it kind of takes it is literally steel and wooden beams under there.
Right.
And I'll give you an inside secret on the ring being built. It's steel frame, it's the wood beams, and then there's a mat, but I'll give you a guess what you think the mat is between the wood and the canvas that holds it all together.
Straw.
It's pretty much the same thing. It's yoga mats.
Is that it?
You know those yoga mats that Jigsaw puzzle in?
Yeah.
Oh,
they have those at daycare.
Yes. That's what they're landing on top of wood.
Oh, easy
steel.
enough, isn't it?
So yeah, so I would say that first one was probably one of the biggest ones I did because it was just like we're going over and we're going to we were in a gymnasium for that show, right?
Yeah.
To the wooden floor. There was no mats out there, and that was like landing on my back.
Have you got any videos of these?
I think I do have a video
couple
of
of
that. Yeah, we'll put them on the Patreon.
Yeah, there you go. Let's put them on. We'll put those a little backstage banter at patreon.com/Fish and Brits. Join us as a Scotch egg.
Yeah.
That'll make sense when you actually go on the page.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I'd like to do like 2 or 3 of them because it's really hard to narrow it down to one. One of the biggest ones that I took was I got to work with a WWE legend. His name's Gangrel.
Oh yeah.
And it was great. You came to that show.
Is that where? Yes.
Yeah.
I got splattered.
Yeah, he spits the blood. He comes and spits the blood.
Didn't like that, did I?
No, you didn't. It was amazing.
No, I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, his
I
whole
was wearing
entrance,
white.
He comes out. Gangrel has one of the biggest known entrances in all of wrestling. They came up through the flaming fire through the stage.
Right.
Down the ring. Anyway, I got to do a match against Gangrel with Death Row, and I got the Gangrel DDT, which is where he head in the arm, straight back down to the canvas. And I may have botched it a little bit, but I did land right on my face on that canvas and on the wooden feet to the face. So that was a pretty good one.
Your face has never been the same since.
Yeah. Speaking of another one that I did in a battle royal was against my good buddy Simon Says. Simon says, Simon is a local wrestler for many years. He's been through multiple belts, championships. He's done multiple companies. He's still wrestling to this day, and he's fantastic. And we both we were going to start at the same time. He started going to wrestling school at the same time I was going to. Unfortunately, I had a massive car wreck, and that just sidelined my whole wrestling idea of doing that. But I got to take a Stone Cold Stunner from him in the ring. We were like, okay, we have to have our moment.
Yeah.
Bam. This is when my left knee was completely blown out. I had the massive tears from, I had the surgery.
Right.
And I just kind of crumpled and rolled over him. It was not the prettiest looking. I Vince McMahoned it, as we say in the biz. The stunner.
Should you say that now?
So that was, I could say that. I don't care. Right. But Simon did his job and then he protected me. It was great. That was another a good one. And I think that was about it.
I can tell you're getting involved in this because I don't understand a word you're saying.
Mate, I get so excited. I'm so sorry. Owen knows everything I'm saying, everything we're talking about.
Yeah.
But all the bumps are hard. I'll say that. They're all hard. There's not one that I've taken that I've gone, oh, I didn't feel that. And as you know, because you've seen me come in to work, like,
oh yeah,
it's not the show and it's not the day after. It's
I know
day
in the
3.
morning when you've taken it hard the night before
and done wrestling. Yeah, and so it's usually day 3 is like, oh, what have I done?
Right,
my back is out, my knees are done, my neck is killing me.
And the best part with you is you go, oh, my back's hurt. I don't know why. I know why. Because you've just thrown yourself over a ring.
Because I think I'm 23 and I'm not. I'm 48.
Yes.
And I got into it way late. I tell you what, I'll send you some videos of some of the top bumps and stuff I've done.
Yeah.
And we'll put it on the Patreon.
We'll put it on the Patreon.
Does that sound okay?
It does. All right, question
Thank you,
2.
Adam K.
Thank you, Adam K.
It's a bit long-winded. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. This next one apparently comes from Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers.
Considering she's been dead a few years now, I suspect that is a name for someone else. We'll consider this one anonymous. What American and British stereotypes do you find the most amusing? I mean, that's the entire concept of this podcast, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like breaking down those differences, both sides of the pond.
Amusing.
What? I think it's hard to find the most amusing because we find much entertainment in all of the things that we see. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
I think I've actually got to the point now where I think the differences entertain me more than what the actual sum of each individual part is. Like, I get more joy about, I know we've joked in the past about, oh, you wouldn't get that in England and that sort of thing, but it's not coming at it from that angle, is it? It's seeing these differences in personalities and us in our position being here, having our British heritage, but living in America, getting to just see both sides argue against each other. I think from a British side of things, the British stereotype is that very stiff upper lip, very conservative spoken, doesn't really want the conflict. But then on the flip side of it, you've got, fuck you, mate.
How much are hot dogs?
Yeah, right.
Oh, you wouldn't spend that much on a hot dog in England.
It's the fact that every British person will think that they're the Queen, but end up acting like,
Del Boy.
Del Boy. Which is very funny. I mean, we do it as well.
Yeah.
And American stereotypes. You got any American stereotypes?
I can't really think of one off the top of my head.
Do you find them amusing? I tell you what's not accurate. In some places it is. There's some of the health stereotypes. You see a lot more. Well, there's the whole there's big Americans having the big sodas and all that. That's what they think.
Yeah.
I don't see that so much here anymore. I think there's a lot more of I feel more judgment being a husky gentleman myself.
Yeah, now you've said that. I haven't seen the big gulp anywhere for a long time.
No. I think that
Yeah.
I think that stereotype is starting to fade away a little bit as we get into this more health conscious era.
Yeah, I mean, you and I both have decided to make changes over the last year or so.
Oh, I've screwed mine up.
Well, I wasn't going to say
I lost a good amount of weight last year, and then part of the fairgrounds said, "Oh, you're losing a bit too much weight for the clothes that we've given you."
Got in your head, did it?
Got in my head,
Yeah.
and they wanted me back up a little bit. So I've got to work on that now. That knocked all, because you saw me, I was doing well.
Yeah, you did better than me at one point.
That knocked all willpower for it away.
Oh, mate, sorry about
Because
that.
I felt like I was going to lose work stuff, which wasn't the case. I've since found out wasn't the case,
Right.
but it just got in my head.
Right, sorry about that. That's
all right.
annoying. Yeah. I'm doing pretty good. I'm maintaining. I haven't
Yeah.
really. 2 weeks ago, I was like, whoa, what the? Because over the holidays, of course, I
Right.
packed on about a good 9 pounds.
Quality Street.
Whoa. And all the food I went crazy for Christmas. But I knocked that off, and then plus a bit more. I messaged you, and I was like, bloody hell, look at this.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, no, you're larger than me are now.
You
Oh.
are.
Yeah, so anyway, but yeah, I will agree with that.
I think the stereotype's sort of gone.
Yeah, people are becoming a lot more healthy conscious, I think.
Yeah. And then the third question, this one comes from Charlie.
Hello, Charlie.
Hello, Charlie, mate. Can you do your best US... Oh, jeez.
Well, we've heard all of your
We're
English,
doing it-
Welsh,
yeah,
and
I've got
Scottish
all-
accents. Let's see what you can do American, mate.
Can you
Come
do
on.
your best US accent? Bonus points for additional region-specific ones.
Oh, wow.
Go-
Region specific? See, that's where I fail.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I kind of sound American, you know what I'm saying, man? You know, if you slow it
Oh,
down.
you sound stoned.
Yeah. I guess we could do California then. Hey, man, what's going on, dude? What's going on, dude?
Yo, Fish and Brits
No way, bro. Right then.
That was... Let's never do that again.
New York, New York.
New York.
How you doing, hey? How you doing, eh?
I'm
Eh?
walking here. I'm
that's-
walking here.
Yeah, don't do that.
Boston,
Yeah.
Boston.
That's what everybody does.
Boston, where everybody knows your name. That's all I got.
I couldn't think of a Boston one there. See, the thing with all being actors, as we know, we have keywords that get us into certain
Right.
things. What's a good keyword to get me into Boston? Boston, everything's A.
Park the
That
car
doesn't
in
work.
Harvard Yard.
Coffee.
Coffee. Park your car. My Boston friends are going to murder me after this.
Right?
Um,
What do you got? You got a Carolina? What's Carolina? Carolina's...
Carolina's real southern, drawn out type stuff. Although now that sounds Texas to me.
Is that Texas?
Maybe if you go to Texas.
Well, I can't be doing one of those there. It sounds very, very bad.
done.
I can't do that. That's terrible. We're offending so many people.
I
right
know.
now.
I'm sorry. I apologize, but it was asked. Go on. Give me one.
Wisconsin.
What's Wisconsin? I
Go-
don't know that.
I'm going for a smoke in my coat. In
What?
my boat.
Don't do that.
I know, man.
That was bad.
I know.
What's the Wisconsin accent?
Fargo, like, don't
You know.
No.
You know. Don't
Oh,
you know?
no. That's Canadian, isn't
I
it?
know. My wife's going to be mad at me now because some of her family's from Wisconsin.
So,
I wish I would have been more prepared for that.
to answer your question, Charlie, can you do your best US accent? No.
No.
No, we cannot. That is the long and the short of that. We can give you a Yorkshire accent via
Yonking.
Trinidad, but that's all we've got for you for this
Yonk
episode.
Yonk to move on from this. Get her done.
Good, I had to do an American accent once, and I was so bad. It was a local themed fairground, a themed fairground that I had done a show where I had to recite. Twas the night before Christmas,
Oh,
and I'd been
please
doing
do a
it.
bit.
I'd been doing it in my British accent, and then the day of the last rehearsal, they went, "Hey, we'd like you to do this American now." Just give me one now. Not once have I professed to doing an American accent.
Right.
It was bad.
Wow.
Bad,
Give us a
bad.
bit. Give us a bit.
No,
No, do it. Go on.
no. Here's the thing, though. I
Twas the
don't.
night before Christmas, and all through the house wasn't a sound, not even a mouse.
Jesus, wept.
Was that good?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, Owen liked it. We'll save that for the next Christmas special. 2025. That's your preview right here. Here's the thing, though. I mean, obviously, in our line of business, we do have to do different voices and things. I don't go up for things with with American voices. There are far better actors who can do it naturally, and I found my niche with doing British because that's all I can do.
That's all you can
I'm
do.
very unskilled. I'm truthfully very unskilled. You're far better at voices than I am.
Well, I think I think people from Liverpool mimic very well. Because even when I was in England, see, you still can't do a Scouse
No,
one,
can't do
can
that
you?
one.
Chicken and a can of Coke, fella. Come on, lad. So, like, even in England when I was a kid, I used to make fun of my dad's friends. Because
How often did that get you beaten up?
Never, because my dad was my dad.
Oh, true.
But but you'd learn the Birmingham accents. You'd go around like this. You know what I mean? Like, and
oh, well, I
different
can
people.
do it. That's Australian. No, fuck. I
come
can't
on,
do
man.
it.
Do another one.
No, we're done
People
there.
from London, sort of like that, you know what I mean? Come on, mate.
Bloody hell.
You know, saying like, so I could mimic a lot of people and talk like how they sounded. Or I could talk like a lot of people and talk how they sounded.
This is why you're a comedian
Birmingham.
and I'm a classical actor.
Yeah.
This is the
And
difference.
then I was always making stupid sounds and noises like a cartoon. But we did that on Tom and Dan the other day. It's like, this guy does crazy voices. Yeah, it's crazy.
And I sit there looking judgmental.
Yeah, you sit there going, oh, God, he can do them and I can't do them.
So there you go, Charlie. You've opened that can of worms right there. Thank you for that.
Thanks, that was fun.
Well, that's another solid week there. You got anything else going on this week? Anything happening? I don't believe so. I think
No, I don't think I've got anything coming up.
I've got to have a big spring cleaning.
Oh, do you? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, me too, man.
We got home inspection coming for the new insurance.
Ooh, did you get your Christmas trees down yet?
It'll depend when this airs as to what answer I give to you other than that one.
He's still got his trees up. Amazing.
Maybe. No, it's all right. But yeah, great episode. Thank you guys so much for that
Yeah.
one. Don't forget, you can catch us on, we've talked your hind legs off with this one, but our Patreon, we're really plugging that one, patreon.com/Fish and Brits. And please get some questions in there that don't involve dialects and accents.
Exactly. Or if you've got any news articles from England, anybody England listening, please send us your news
Yeah,
articles.
we love doing that one. But you can email us those questions at fishandbrits@gmail.com. Or you can go from the link from our website, fishandbrits.com, or from our social medias. There's a little drop down, that whole link in the bio thing, where you can get your questions into us.
Excellent. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Fish and Brits. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts, baby. Hey, we'll see you all next week. Cheers,
All right,
Adam.
Cheers.
Thanks, Owen. Bye, everybody. Fish and Brits. Fish and Brits. Fish and Brits. Fish and Brits. Woo!